Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Jewel and Arit here from Essetino Media, and this is episode number 112.
Yes, welcome everybody to another Thursday live stream. Welcome back if you saw us last week or any of the previous weeks, and welcome if you're new here. My name is Arit, and this is Jewel. We're founders of Essetino Media, where we help you create profitable content. So we always have lots of good stuff happening on these live streams, discussing certain topics, answering questions, just getting to know one another. We're all in the same boat here as creators and entrepreneurs, growing our passion, growing our business, whatever that looks like for you. So we want to welcome you here to this live stream. And we always like to start off by saying hello to some of you guys, but also to ask you to share your wins for the week.
Share your wins, share the high energy. Let's share the good positive energy, and it actually does have an energy. And so that's why we like to start it off with the show, and it gets you thinking, right? If you're like, what wins, whatever, it's going to get you thinking next time, to want to create that win for yourself. Because oftentimes we just let things happen, but you will not hit the target or goal if there is no target or goal, right? So that's why we want to get you thinking about these wins and stuff.
So any messages that you received that made your day, an email, a comment, anything you got checked off your list, a cool opportunity that happened to fall into your lap, or just meeting someone new, networking with someone, all of these things are wins. Mm-hmm. So please do share one with us in the comments. And I already see some hellos here.
There's one that's not showing up on the chat, but it's showing up on here. We've got Lisa in the house.
Oh, nice. Hi, Lisa.
For some reason, it's showing up here, but it's not showing up on there. So it says, aloha, Jewel and Arit, and everyone, I'm here.
Amazing. And yeah, it says that Lisa's been a channel member for 2 years now.
2 years.
24 months.
Wow, Lisa, you've been a channel member for 2 years. Thank you so much for being a channel member.
Absolutely, yeah. And showing up every single time to these live streams. We really appreciate you, Lisa.
That's cool. We'll have to send you something. Let's send you some merch or something.
Yes. We'll hook you up.
All right. And we've got Brenda in the house. Hey, Brenda.
Hi, Brenda.
How's it going? Tout le monde. What does that mean?
And the entire world. Oh. Hello, tout le monde.
I did.
Tout le monde.
I did horribly in French. And it's funny because it's the second language here in Canada. But
I liked French.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I know we disagree on that. I liked French, but I'd love to learn Spanish. That's another language I'd love to learn.
Yeah. Quick funny story. We had a really interesting French teacher in high school. So for those of you who don't know, Arit and I went to high school together, and then we were best friends, and then we started a business, and that's how this whole thing started. We had a very eccentric and interesting French teacher.
Yeah.
And that's what I remember, not the actual French.
She made the language fun,
yeah.
I would say. Entertaining.
Yeah, sweet. So quick win for us.
That's our win, yeah.
We surpassed 48,000 subscribers, and
Woo-hoo.
I wasn't even really paying attention. I was just, I was like, oh, 48, crazy. Because I told from the past that I'm looking more forward to the 50,000, and I'm actually calculating when we're going to hit the 50 based on our monthly totals right now. And so far, we're averaging about 500 subscribers a month. So we're at 48. So 500 times 4, which is 500 times 4 is in 4 months. So
200, yeah, 4 months.
it
so
seems like it's going to happen in the
see.
new year, in 2023.
Yeah,
right?
That's going to be a celebration.
That's probably going to be like our first, like, woo, like New Year, starting it off with a bang. 50,000. That's probably how it's going to go, unless we somehow increase to 600 subscribers a month. Then it'll come sooner.
Yeah, it often fluctuates with the growth rate of the subscribers per month, so you never know, we could hit that sooner. But yes, we reached 48,000 subscribers. Super cool. Just keeps on growing. I love how, it grows by itself. I mean, as long as you feed the channel with content, that's what happens. So really, really cool. Hello, Roland.
Got Roland in the house, and he's asking, did someone take your furniture?
No, just trying something different for today.
Yeah, we are standing, and we're doing, this is our actual height, so...
Sort of. No, sort of. This is my actual height.
Stand in the same.
This is the actual height difference, just so you know. But I find it more comfortable to just kind of like stand like standing. Hello, Jojo. How's it going?
Jojo in the house. And for those of you who are just tuning in, stay tuned, because we are going to be talking about repurposing content to make more money. And we have a real life example that we just did.
Yeah, I know this is a topic that, a lot of you have touched upon in my conversations with some of you, is like, how do I make the most of the social post? Or how do I make the most of planning out my social content and not reinventing the wheel?
I don't have time to post social media.
That's huge. So yeah, we'll talk about that in a second here. Just saying hello to some of you guys.
Hello, Timothy in the house. Timothy, your message earlier this week, Timothy sent me a very lovely message on Facebook Messenger, and I'm so glad that these live streams have literally propelled you forward. He was just basically giving me an update about how he's been watching our live streams for over a year now, and it's actually helped him progress in his business to implement more income streams. So that's kind of what we focus on with, create profitable content, because yes, you can, do your business and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you do need to earn an income. And that's what we like to teach. We like to help others find that for themselves, create that for themselves. And so Timothy has grown so much every week. Every time he's giving us an update, what he's working on, creating courses, reading this book, pretty much whatever book we recommend, he's reading or going to the library and getting it or listening to it. So great job, Timothy, on taking action. And thank you for the message. It was really nice.
We're really proud of you, Timothy. Yeah, Jewel shared that message with me. It was so, this powerful. Is why we do what we do, right? Super rewarding to see your progress and how far you've come.
48,000. I know, it's crazy to think. And I always tell people, just think about that in actual people, and then you'll be blown away. Pretty much whatever number it will be, because even if you had 100 subscribers, it's like, picture 100 people in a room. Try and invite 100 people to something. It's tough.
It's tough to plan an event for 100 people, for sure.
Whoa, some Spanish happening. Do you know?
Let me take a stab. Estoy aprendiendo el español por 20 años. You have been learning Spanish for 20 years?
Wow.
That's amazing. It sounds like, have you immersed yourself in the language? Like, have you traveled to certain countries just to immerse yourself in the language? I think that's one of the coolest ways to pick up a language.
I remember I find that when I travel, I can easily immerse myself, for example, and not even languages, like even accents.
Yeah.
So like when I was in Texas, for example, I was speaking at a restaurant, and all of a sudden I had this like Texan accent, and I was like, I don't usually do that. Or when I was in the UK, or even in Israel, I actually more of the Hebrew was coming out. All right.
Hello, Phil.
We've got Phil Wyatt Projects in the house.
How are you? How's your week been?
And I'm just going to look down here on the phone because we lost the chat here. Win for Roland. Reached 10,000 subscribers on August 27th.
Wow, amazing.
And let's see if we can pull it up here now. Started the channel on November 24th, 2019 on a Sunday. To me, this is unbelievable.
Wow.
And Roland, you should also
Incredible.
be sharing how much this channel is making on Google ad revenue, because that is also amazing too. You know, that's also a really cool number.
Isn't that cool to see, like, to remember the exact date that you started this, and you knowing that you started with zero videos, 0 views, subscribers, ad revenue, and like this is all of the culmination of you just putting out videos that you thought were fun and, like, you know, sharing your passion with others, teaching others how to do things.
Mm-hmm.
It comes back to you, right? That's so cool.
48,000. Thank you so much. Yeah, 10K for Roland. Amazing. Win
by Brenda. I had my first live monthly webinar last week. Very cool. There was a good turnout. I have decided to host a 7-week memoir mentoring group with a small fee and have some people already signed up. Wow, that's so cool, Brenda.
So cool.
I love that.
Amazing. That's so cool.
Did that memoir mentoring group come out of you doing that live? Like, or did you already have that idea before going into that? Because sometimes that happens, right? We do things that are kind of scary at first, and then something else incredible is born out of that. So that's so cool, Brenda. Really cool.
Really amazing. You've been having some pretty good wins these last few weeks here.
Mm-hmm.
Some big ones.
Very cool. Lisa, it's not a win for me, but I would say it's a win for my friend. She got a dog. Her mom's been trying to get a dog for the longest. It's like a service dog. Okay, cool.
Hey, that's pretty cool. You know, I've heard that dogs, pets, animals, they can do amazing things.
That's cool,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Like for healing and positive energy and stuff.
48K. Yay. Yes, yes.
Thank you, Jojo and Phil and Timothy. Oh, that means so much to me. This is like a college course that meets every Thursday.
Yeah, kind of. More fun though, right? I would say.
I only went to college for like 2 years, barely.
Also, all right. Lost my wallet yesterday, an hour from here on an ATV trail. Thought I knew where it might be. Headed out there this morning at the crack of daylight and found it. Oh,
yeah.
You are so fortunate to have found it. I know what that's like just knowing that you've lost your wallet with all that information in there.
Yeah.
Massive win.
Totally massive win.
Yeah.
And I heard the full detail of this story, which was pretty cool. And I was telling Roland, I'm like, I was freaking out that I lost my pencil case. Yeah. Like I misplaced like a pencil case that had like my Post-it notes and pens, and I was already like frantic because I didn't know where it was because I need it for my agenda and stuff. So God, a wallet, I would be, yeah. We've got a new person here. Hello, nice to watch from Monka.
I'm trying
where that's from.
I'm trying to find who
Ari will be looking to
posted
see
that. But welcome. Very nice. Thanks for joining us.
People are saying congratulations. Win of the week officially incorporated. Yeah, definitely incorporate that into your weekly to think about. Very consistent and good results. Yeah, Roland has been very dedicated to his channel, and it shows.
Oh, it's Monica. So she's saying she's just
Oh,
watching
Monica.
from Facebook today. Hi, Monica.
Monica, hey, I thought you was like, at first I thought it was like Monaco.
Monaco.
Yeah, and I was
Hello, Monica. Nice to see you. And that's very cool. Your win of the week is that you incorporated. It makes things official, more real, committed, right?
Mm-hmm. So the memoir writing group came out of the live webinar. Yeah, that's another thing is when you try new stuff, new ideas, new thoughts, new experiences come out of it in all different things. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like for business and stuff. Like this weekend, I'm going to be doing like the canyoning, the waterfall. Basically, I'm going to be rappelling down rocks and canyons, and it's going to cause me to feel different things: fear, excitement, adventure. And I'm probably going to get some cool idea. I usually do when we do these kinds of adventures. So that's why, and it doesn't have to be like anything crazy that I'm doing, like even, doing an art class, going a different route, driving a different route, walking a different path. It will trigger something different.
It exercises different parts of the brain, right? It's like creating new neurons, rewiring, right? Rather than just doing the same thing over and over again. So there's so many cool things that comes out of that.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to put this in perspective for you guys too. For all of you who are watching the replay and everything like that, Roland, he started his channel. It's a fix-it channel. It's a how-to fix-it channel, fixing all different kinds of things, not even the same kinds of things. There's like fixing boats. There was fixing a kitchen, bathroom sink, laundry stuff, just like fixing, I would say, householdy type stuff in general, maybe even some vehicle stuff in there.
Hanging the kayak.
Yes, that's a funny one. That's my favorite video. And his monthly right now is at 827 Canadian. Like, just for referencing point of view here, the last job I ever had when I worked at an insurance company, my monthly income there was $2,300. And I had to work, 40 hours a week, totally hated it, depressed, that kind of thing. And he actually really likes what he does with his YouTube channel. And that's one channel. That's not even the other channel he has.
Yeah, that's one channel. And it's, I would say, more on the passive side, passive income stream, rather than like going to find clients and that sort of thing. It's just literally you doing what you are already doing, putting out videos, and then money comes out of that. Mm-hmm. And, imagine if you built other income streams as well into the channel. Roland, that's so cool. I'm so happy for you.
That's like so cool. And definitely, if you guys are in the Profitable Channel course group, we're going to be doing an interview with Roland in there, where we will dive deeper, asking him the questions. How'd you get there? Mm-hmm. What videos are making what money? This kind of thing.
What did you do on your channel?
He has 2 channels, niche and generalized, in the how to fix it world. So we're going to ask him all the questions basically. And if you're part of that course, then you'll get access to that exclusive interview. Yeah. It's very rare to find someone that has 2 channels that is like the niche and non-niche, because people are always wondering, which should I go? What should I do? And this and that.
The answer is both. Yeah. You could do both. Yeah. Right? It's not one or the other. So just know that. It's all about whatever you can stay consistent with the most.
But if you want to know more details, and ask Roland questions even, right? Okay. And we've got Liat in the house. Hey, Liat, how's it going? All right. Cool. So let's get into the topic here.
Yeah. So I pulled it up here if you want to share the screen.
Okay, we'll share your Facebook?
With these 2, yeah. So what we want to show you guys is the whole idea behind saving time when it comes to posting, social posting. Because we talk about YouTube a lot, but I know some of you also want to post on Facebook and Instagram and that sort of thing. So we actually did a little bit of an experiment, which we'll show you. And some of you may have seen this. I know some of you have seen this post that we did on Facebook. And we tried something different and doing 2 different versions of this post. So we'll talk about repurposing this particular post here. Are we sharing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on yours.
Okay, cool. So this is a post here that that we did on the 10 million YouTube views milestone, right? And you can see here we took this photo here. Julie, do you want to tell a story of the last minute photo taking?
Yeah, so a lot of people think that photos are complicated, they might take hours. And if you are like one of those super serious Instagrammers or whatever, a photo can take hours, literally hours to get the right photo.
And that's what we don't want
but
you to
we're
do.
the complete opposite of that. And we like to move fast, we like to move quick. It's not to say that if you spend hours, you will probably get an amazing photo. But we personally, that's not our style. And we like to just simplify stuff. And that's why I mean, if I were to take hours on one photo, like I feel like I'm losing. Like I feel like I'm not going to be able to get all my stuff completed.
The whole idea is to not get too hung up on one particular piece of content, one particular image, one particular caption, because the name of the game is to move forward, to just keep moving forward with consistency.
Yeah.
So with this one, we just wanted to take that photo as fast as possible.
So basically, we like to batch things. So I knew that we had to go to an event with my sister, and it's going to be easier for the photo to be taken with if someone were to just come and take it rather than setting up a tripod and doing all that stuff. I'm not really into that. So I said, okay, to my sister, Justine, when you come here, you're going to quickly take a photo. We literally spent 2 minutes taking a bunch of photos, just moving and she's just moving it up and down. She has her, iPhone and just snap. Took like less than 10 photos, took 2 minutes, quickly looked at it. Okay, those are good to go. And we actually just, ended up going to the event. And so the next day is when we actually used these photos.
Yeah. So this is just one little piece of it. You can do the same thing. If you are already taking a photo for a post, just set a time limit, 1 to 2 minutes, really, really quickly. Get someone to just kind of snap while you're just doing different things. Maybe you are holding something like we are here with a prop. So just have fun with it. Do different things with it. Different types of movement, because what comes out of that is you're not going to look for just one photo. You're going to choose multiple photos from that one session and use them in your posting. And this is where you can really kind of like get more bang for your buck in a way with the image, at the very least with the image side of the post, because you're not having to spend separate moments trying to come up with new content. There's the same image can be used for both. And that's what we did on our, like each of our profiles here. Jewel used one version of the image. I used another version, but I can also, like at a separate time, take a different image that we used from that shoot and use it for another post later down the road.
Mm-hmm. And so, that's the first thing is the photos. Don't spend too long. Create different variations very quickly. Honestly, portrait mode on whatever phone you're using these days is good enough. And so we did an experiment and we wrote 2 different kinds of posts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say, in order to write like this, I would, because it doesn't come naturally to most people to write like this. This is kind of like social media style writing, post writing. So what would you say to people? Because I can see that a lot of people have a hard time with writing like this.
Honestly, it's just like, it's bullet points. It's like, think of what is the purpose of this post? Write down that purpose, and then write down a few bullet points on what you want to say that kind of hammers that purpose home, that achieves that accomplishes the purpose of that post. So for this one, we were really wanting to help people see that it's like anybody can get to 10 million views, or anybody can reach the milestone that they want with the growth on their channel. So that was the purpose for actually both posts here. And there was just multiple ways to get there. So Jewel thought of this timeline idea.
I really like writing timeline type posts where it's, I even like doing timeline photos. If you notice in my feed, I'm always doing like a before and after, young and old, I'm doing like showing timelines all the time. And so this one in particular, because it's 10 million, I wanted to show the timeline. So I basically just went highlights. Obviously, it's not like every single thing that happened on here, but it's the highlights. You know, it's like 2015, 16, 18, 19, 20, and then 21 and 22. And I just did like sentences for each on, you know, how we got to where we are now. And at the end of these kinds of posts, I always like to root for the people. I always like to say a message to not be like, hey, look at me, I did this, but like to be like, hey, look at me, I did this.
Mm-hmm.
You can too. I'm a regular person. You know, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. Like, because people always think that they can't do it. And we constantly run into people. Even today, I got a message, you know, from somebody saying like, you know, do you think I can do this? And of course, I think you can do it. It all depends on if you actually believe you can. It's the belief. And I wrote that in there.
So speaking to that belief, that was the other way to get to the purpose of this post, was to call out the misconceptions behind growing a YouTube channel. So that was the other caption that I used on my Facebook post. So you can see here, there's many different ways to say what it is that you want to say. But the whole idea is to keep it bite-sized, like with those, and that's why I say start with the bullet points, because each thing is a point and it's easily digestible. And, you know, if you do have a longer post like this, it doesn't need to be long, but if you do have a long post like this, make sure to separate the lines of it so it's easy to read, easy to digest. That's actually a tip for email marketing as well. If you're writing out an email, sending it out to your list, you'll notice some of the people that you might follow are, it's very like separate lines, lots of spacing, and that's done for a reason. So the same thing can be done on social media as well.
I was just going to say, when you're doing social media posts, never write in like one huge long paragraph. Otherwise, the majority of people are just going to skip past it. There might be some people that, you know, that are actually into reading it, but you know, the majority of the time people are not, and they just want to move quick. They want it to be easy for them. So that's why we write it like this. You know, we're actually, there's even people that even truncate it down even more. They would even go less. They would even have less. But we like to have like one sentence per line usually. And there's some that have two, but you can see that it's very visually appealing, much like YouTube descriptions. If you guys remember about YouTube descriptions, we like to use emojis, and we like to use them very intentionally, right? So like the X, right? Because it's like 5 misconceptions. So these are like the things that people think that they need to happen, but they don't really, because, you know, we have debunked that with every single post here.
So it started with that 1 to 2 minute photo shoot, right? We came up with those 2 images, came out with these 2 posts. Both had the same purpose. We could get there with 2 different ways. I talked about the misconceptions. She talked about the timeline. So already there you have 2 pieces of content. Now you can go into each one of these points and do a separate post. So I could just go, you know, there's, out of the 5 misconceptions here, there's one that says people think you need to go viral. Currently, we do not have a single video that has hit 1 million views. So I could do a post, a video. That could even be a tweet on its own. You know what I mean? Just that one line, an Instagram post, just on that one topic. So when you do it in this way, where you're breaking it down into bullets, you can take pieces of that post that you did and also repurpose that. It's not just about posting the exact same thing on other platforms, which we still do, but it's also about getting the most out of this message, pulling out those important points, and then you can reuse that on other platforms as well, do an entire video on it. There's so many different things you could do.
So what we initially did was we did posts on our own personal profiles, and then we posted in 2 of our Facebook groups because it matched the content. This was the exact match. And we put it on YT community tab. We put it on Facebook, Essetino Media Facebook page. A couple days after this post, or actually more than a couple days, yesterday, I took this exact text and this photo, and I sent out an email. You might have received the email if you're on our list. and I put it out as an email thing. And then at the very bottom is a very slight call to action to check out the Profitable Channel course. And it's not, was it the sales page?
It was to the Profitable Channel sales page. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was to the Profitable Channel sales page. But you see here on REITs here, this has actually been working very well. The very last line of REIT's post says, DM me, which is direct message, if you want access to our free 1-hour training that teaches you how to make consistent monthly revenue on YouTube by simply sharing your knowledge. So we actually got a decent amount of people DMing a REIT, because it was on her post, to get the free training. And then you might not get the sale initially, but we're very into collecting the emails, right? Collecting the emails because they're going to be put into an email sequence where they're getting 2 emails or 3 emails.
Yeah, a couple emails, I think 3 emails or so. But the whole idea here, again, if that's not applicable to you, you don't have an email list or you're not growing one yet, that's totally fine. You can use a separate call to action altogether. Maybe
follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, or subscribe to my channel, or visit this page on my website. Of course, it would be great to have a goal to start growing an email list if that's something that you want to be able to do in terms of selling your products and services later down the road and building a community out of people who are interested in what you do. So if you have a newsletter or something like that, you are set up for that. This is something that you could do as well, to just ask people to DM you for that freebie, and then you send them directly there.
Yeah, and even we got some messages from people that wanted to get coaching, because like I mentioned before, people are watching you on your journey, right? And that's why we always encourage you guys to post, because there are people silently watching you, and then all of a sudden they come out of the bushes, and then they're like, hey, do you think this would be good for me? Or do you think this training would be good for me? Or, wow, you guys are doing so awesome. How did you do it? Like, we get messages like that all the time from people, so you never really know who's watching. And we're not even that crazy with our social media. We're very strict with our YouTube in that we post Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, do these live streams, right? But in terms of other social media, we can be doing more, but at the very minimum, we do once a week. So we actually don't go crazy with it. But when we do post, we post like my posting strategy, I've said before, is I do a couple of business ones, and then I'll do like a personal. So that's me at McDonald's, right? And then I'll do personal. There's Dominic, right? So I do some, motivational. I like to mix it up. I don't like to post the same thing over and over, because if you post the exact same kind of stuff over and over again, people are going to get desensitized and they're going to just tune out. So that's why I mix it up. Like, look at this. This is a very vibrant blue. Even with colors, I like to play around. This is a video, right? A vertical video. This is, I took a photo of a photo on a table, right? So you can see they're like all very different kinds of posts. And I learned it from this book called Captivate, where you want to give people what's called these dopamine hits when they see your stuff, where it's different, it's exciting, it's unique. So that's what we like to do with our posts. And that's kind of our posting strategy. So that's what we want to share with you guys.
Yeah, you can even, to speak to the different types of posts as well, you can take the same caption and just use a different visual. So you can, use an image, you can create a video, something different. You can play around with a story, right? So you can play with these, tweak one thing out of that post, or pull one thing out of the post that you already created. You can do this from YouTube videos too. Pull one line or caption, right, out of that video and post it on other platforms. So you don't necessarily have to come up with new pieces of content for every single platform all the time, which for us especially, that doesn't work right now with where we're at in our business. It's just we have a lot of other things going on. So we're always trying to find these ways to kind of do more with the time that we have. The time limit itself is actually an opportunity to get creative with how we can still get more exposure and get ourselves out there on different platforms without basically pulling our hair out and trying to do everything at once.
Mm-hmm. And 1 is better than 0. And I know that,
Yes.
the once a week is obviously like
Yeah.
nowhere near the kind of goal that we'd like, but it's 1 is better than 0. And I'm actually preparing for 2023 where we will have like either our Instagrams scheduled for at least half a year or the entire year with a once a week post. Kind of like what I did for the YouTube community tab, the YT community tab. I remember I spent one day and I scheduled the entire year on there. And that's been going on. Like that's been scheduled out and
Going
doing
out
its
by
own
itself.
thing. And then
Yeah.
I add to it, I add extra to it.
Yeah.
And it's been awesome. So I want to do that for our Instagrams. And the only thing with groups is they only allow you to schedule 3 months in advance.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So that's where you're limited. But
yeah.
Hope that was helpful for you guys. We've been getting that question a lot with repurposing.
Mm-hmm.
So just wanted to share that with you. Let's take a look in the chat now.
Yeah, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
So many wins, just catching up on the chat. Yeah, there was a lot of wins happening. Roland hitting 10K subscribers and 1,800 in Google ad revenue a month. Brenda is selling a 7-week, what was it?
A 7-week memoir mentoring workshop.
Yeah,
program.
7-week workshop. And people paid for it. That's really cool.
So we have...
shout out
Timothy.
to Timothy for the super sticker.
Thank you so much.
It's like the exact same blue.
It is the same blue.
Right?
We appreciate you, Timothy. Thank you so much for the support. That's awesome. True, you can do anything if you want to. Don't deny yourself. Go for it. Yeah, just go for it. Just, we hold ourselves back a lot. I think for some people there are external things that hold us back, external limitations, but most of us, I would say, is holding ourselves back. We create our own limitations.
Mm-hmm. Timothy says he loves the Captivate book. Yeah, that book is quite a long book. I listened to it on audio, but there are just certain things that I picked up from it, and one of those was doing things that create dopamine hits for people in a good way, not in like a
not in an unhealthy way,
Coke way or something.
Because there's those too, creating dopamine hits. Yes.
That's awesome on repurposing ideas. Yeah, keep it simple. I know that people think that they need to post 100 times a day, and yeah, you could, but it's at the very minimum, just try and get something out there. It's like the same thing with YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Just get one video out.
Something's better than nothing. 1%'s better than 0. It's like, just keep telling yourself that, especially if you're one to be like, oh, I can't do it this way, which is the way that I want to do it. And that, in a sense, stops you from even getting started. So it's always just about the 1%.
Yes. I hope you guys have enjoyed the lesson for today. We're going to be tweaking the YouTube show here, right?
Yeah, just trying something slightly different in terms of having topics of discussion, specific topics of discussion, or basing a live stream around a topic. So let us know in the chat, by the way, like, does that sound like something that would be helpful for you guys? Any specific topics that you would love us to cover as well would be super helpful. We all want to be under the whole mindset and marketing umbrella, because those are the two main things that are just, they impact everything when it comes to doing more of what you love, growing your business, getting yourself out there. It's marketing and mindset. We actually had that on our channel banner, like on the old banner, I remember, because those are really two keys, and there's so many different things that we could talk about under that I know would be really helpful for people. So yeah, let us know in the chat if you like this idea of discussing around a particular topic, anything under marketing or mindset, if you have a particular ideas, feel free to share them.
And we can get guests on that who speak to those areas. Like,
yeah, of course.
I have some people in mind.
Still want to do the interviews as well. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Lisa said she's been watching YouTube videos for tiny houses. Yes, I've seen those before.
Oh,
those are really crazy. Those are actually quite profitable. I've seen people where they do it as a business.
Yeah, there's a Netflix show, or I think more than one Netflix show on that.
Yeah,
tiny houses.
Yeah, they're super interesting. That just goes to show that you can like do stuff on anything. Like, who knew that would actually be a thing? Like,
that tiny houses are a thing. Yeah,
people have YouTube channels on building those. People have YouTube channels on how to run those. People have YouTube channels on how they buy them and then put them on Airbnbs. And, like, all this kind of like stuff. I've been watching like a lot of like other kinds of businesses just to see what's out there, you know?
It's around because tiny houses solve a very specific problem, right? In terms of budget and just minimalist lifestyle, right? That people are moving towards. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right.
Roland says, sounds good. Brenda says, really enjoy your teaching component. Awesome. Great stuff. Thanks for the feedback.
Cool. Yeah, so we are going to, I think, wrap it up here for today. Thank you so much, Timothy. I see you evolving. I see you changing and growing. And it's all these incremental changes that add up. And I know it's tough. Keep going. I appreciate your message. Feel free to message us anytime, whenever. You know, we're here for you guys. And we just want all of us to win. All of us to win. And all of us to share in the success. So that's why we do these live streams. We just want to give
a collective win.
Yeah.
Every single week, you're stacking the wins here by telling us how your week has gone. You're just stacking those wins, right? And it's all just one big collective win, collective energy, positive energy that is moving us forward, and it's creating that momentum for us. So we really appreciate you, Timothy. We appreciate all of you guys here as well. Thank you so much, Brenda, Roland, Lisa, Tracy, Phil, Liat, everyone who shows up here every single week. I know there's so many other people, Jojo, that I'm missing out here, but we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you again next week, next Thursday, 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, the mountain is real.
Totally real.
And you can climb it. You can.
It's climbable.
I will be rappelling down one, but that's a little bit different. But I'll show you guys footage of that next week.
Awesome, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now.